Hello and welcome to the third video in our series on the Tektronix MDO 3104. This is a 1 GHz model and it's 6 instruments in one: an oscilloscope, a spectrum analyzer, an arbitrary function generator, a protocol analyzer, a digital voltmeter, and a frequency counter. For today we're going to focus on the arbitrary function generator. Now traditionally this was a separate instrument, but now it's an option in the MDO 3104 cabinet. The advantages in this arrangement are obvious. For one thing, there's a savings in bench space, and there's a shared power supply, circuitry, and controls. As a separate instrument, for years this was known as a signal generator, and in the boom that followed World War II, which happened to coincide with Howard Vollum's introduction of the triggered sweep oscilloscope, the function generator was used extensively by a whole generation of electronics technicians, first in radar repair, maintenance, and then in TV repair and maintenance. Simultaneously, engineers and researchers made use of the immense functionality offered by this innovation. The way it worked was that a signal could be injected. The oscilloscope was then connected downstream, and TV schematics showed graphics of what you're looking for. This greatly facilitated troubleshooting, especially in audio-video equipment. So the arbitrary function generator in an oscilloscope box is an extremely good move. It streamlines the work. Now it's quite easy to get this arbitrary function generator up and running. First, you connect a short BNC cable in back as shown. Then, in front, you connect it to one of the analog ports. A second socket in back, auxiliary out, allows a feed to another machine, or it allows the technician to connect to a circuit under investigation, and it provides an alternate triggering mode. A good idea is to make this BNC cable as short as possible. Now we've connected the BNC cable to analog channel 3, and let's see what we can discover. It's a good idea to connect to different channels. It's just like rotating the tires on a car. You distribute the wear. So we've activated channel 3, and we've deactivated channel 1. Now we're going to push the AFG, and we see a display that is not triggered. So in order to start triggering it, we're going to press the auto set, and there's a nice sine wave. Isn't it a thing of beauty? The menu at the bottom of the display shows the controls for the AFG. On the left is the waveform soft key. If we push this, it shows a menu on the left with various waveforms. And as you can see by the letter at the top of the menu, it's an A, which means that it's multi-purpose knob A that will access these different waveforms. That's a square waveform, and now we're looking at a pulse and a ramp, DC, noise, and so on. Let's go back to the sine. We can press menu off to get rid of some of these menus and clear the display. This sine wave, as I said, is a thing of beauty. It's pure with no harmonics. The defining characteristic is that the rate of change is greatest when the amplitude is least. The rate of change is least, leveling off at the peaks, when the amplitude or voltage level is greatest. There's the positive peak, and there's the negative peak. Turning multipurpose knob A once again, we encounter the ramp waveform. And in this waveform, the rate of change is constant, regardless of the amplitude. In all, there are 14 waveforms from which to choose. The next item across the bottom of the display is the waveform settings. Press the associated soft key to bring up the desired menu at the right. Here we are informed that multipurpose knob A controls the frequency, while multipurpose knob B controls the period. Since these two values are reciprocals of one another, when one goes up, the other goes down. The keypad can also be used to enter values in these fields. When this is done, another menu appears on the right side of the display, permitting the user to select the desired units. Another soft key on the right allows us to choose amplitude and offset of the AFG waveform. These values again determined by multipurpose knobs A and B, or by the keyboard. Thanks for watching. Our next video will focus again on the AFG in conjunction with the Tektronix MDO 3104 oscilloscope. We'll see how it can copy, create, and alter complex waveforms that come from various sources, such as one of the analog inputs, the internal waveform editor, or the Tektronix editing software known as Arbitrary. It is available as a free download from www.tektronix.com.